another edition of the Contractor's Secret Weapon weekly podcast with your hosts, Dave Negri. This program is dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, roof cleaners, and business owners in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over the competition. This program supplies you with information that the competition doesn't even know exists. This session brought to you by ContractorsSecretWeapon.com.
Before we get into the conversation with you, I just want to do a shout out to our sponsors who help promote Contractor's Secret Weapon and just some of the things that they have in store for you, our listeners. Hey, is your phone ringing enough? Do you want it to ring more with highly motivated and qualified buyers that contact you, the contractor, directly? No more waiting for the phone to ring. Just answer that phone. Best Home Services leads are dedicated to making your phone ring with motivated buyers that call you directly. There's no obligation to talk with them. Just go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/money. Fill out the form to secure your discount on the setup fee. Do it today. This special will not last forever. Check them out at ContractorSecretWeapon.com/money.
Running a small business is no easy task, and I should know because I had a service company for almost 10 years. I am the founder of a software called Radius Bomb, and it's unbelievable. And for all the listeners of Contractor's Secret Weapon, we have a special offer for you to check out. If you want to send hyper-targeted, laser-focused, super personalized postcards to your exact prospects using a map while sitting in your underwear, then go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb, and we'll give you your first 100 postcards for free. Just go to ContractorSecretWeapon.com/Radius Bomb.
Hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractor's Secret Weapon. Listen, I'm excited about this series about some of the reasons that most contractors fail. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So that's why we're going through this series. We did it in one podcast many moons ago, and I'm breaking it down into 5 daily for this daily podcast series, not just to let you know what you're doing wrong, but to let you know how to take those things that are being done incorrectly and moving in a positive forward direction to do things in a correct manner, which will help you with your business, help you with your personal life, and just help you grow altogether. Because sometimes as we go through a lot of the things that we don't do because like we don't set goals the way we should, we don't plan the way we should. There's a lot of things we don't do, but it's not because we don't want to. Man, we want to. We always want to. I find myself a lot of times doing stuff and getting stuff on my mind and writing and taking notes. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got this. I got to set my goals. I got to make time to do that. And there's always something that gets in the way. I'm sure that you can relate to this, but that really sucks because it's not going to increase my business the way I want it to. So, Zig Ziglar. I love Zig Ziglar. He says, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. So we have to set goals in our business. And if you don't, you can't be disappointed at the outcome. You can't be disappointed that there's no business. Now, we just finished up a whole series on goal setting, and go to the tab of the series that says goal setting. There's a bunch of great stuff in there that will help you get through the goal setting process. But why do you want to set the goals? Well, first of all, you need to set aside time. And it could be an hour during the week. It could be 2 hours during the week. But you have to set time. You have to make out a list of the things that you want to do so you can set your goals and figure out, what do you want to do? Where do you want to be next year or in 5 years? But mainly, listen, we're not going to get past the next 90 days. I always do my goals in 90 days segments. So I got 90, I got the next 90 through the whole year. And listen, while I'm talking about the goal setting, after you get done with this podcast, go to the series section that I put together on goal setting. Go listen to Ron Douglas, 6 figures in 6 months. He has got a fantastic, simple, easy way to lay out your goals, lay out everything so that you can achieve what you want to do in 6 months, and he lays it out. That was probably, out of all the people that I've done goal setting sessions with, he's the most has been the easiest to follow and makes so much sense. It's no bull crap. And not that anybody else is. They just, everyone has do this, do this. Ron says 6 months, lay it out on a poster board, 6 pages, work it backwards. I mean, he's got it down to his science. He's built multi-million-dollar businesses, and he helps other people do the same thing. So go see Ron Douglas after you're done listening to this and really get into goals. So why don't we plan? We don't plan for many reasons. Fear's number one. Fear of success, fear of failure. It's kind of weird on how we get afraid of both, so we stay neutral in the middle and we don't really grow the way we should because we're afraid at both ends of the spectrum. I know a guy, a matter of fact, he was my long guy. Well, I had a ton of business. I would refer, I don't want the business, I don't want to grow. You don't want to grow? Why don't you want to grow? Don't you want to make more money? He goes, yeah, I want to make more money, but I don't want the responsibility of having to supply an income for employees. I said, well, who's that guy sitting next to you? He said, well, that's my employee. I said, well, you got one. What about another? Well, I don't want to be responsible. All right, some of us don't want to be responsible, but that's a mindset. Get past the mindset. Actually, that's one of the easiest things to do is to really sit down. And I know because I've been there, you go back and you say, lay out, what do I got to do? How am I going to get this done? And like now, more than ever, I have to create systems like never before, and I write them down and I video them, I put them together, I put them in a folder so I can hand them off to someone else because the training is there. So you want to set your goals for systems for everything else. Things just don't happen unless you set the goal. And so you need to have goal sheets. You need to have marketing goal sheets. How much do you want to spend? Where do you want to market? How do you want to market? These are pretty cool things once you've got it into place. And there again is setting aside the time. Setting aside the time to plan. Okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to set my goals? How much money do I want to make? How much time do I want to spend with my family? Do I want to work? And we've gone through this before. Do I want to work 6 days a week? Maybe I only want to work 4. How much revenue do I have to do in order to work 4 days a week? Because no one says you have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. No one says you even have to work 40. You have to create income. The income will depend on how much time you work. So that's one of those things too. Write it down. Keep it in front of you all the time. So yeah, you're going to write it down. You're going to keep it with you. You're going to have it. Listen, here's a great idea that I use for my goals and my affirmations. It's a service called SendReoccurring.com. SendReCurring.com. I'll put it in the show notes. You can go there. You can put down your goals. You can put down your affirmations, whatever you want to put down. 2 separate emails, 3, it doesn't matter. You put it and you time it to go to your email every single day at the same time, and you'll get it, and you can look at your stuff every day. Am I here? What are my goals? What is my why? Why am I doing this? Sometimes it's just so important, especially when you get down and you get discouraged, to just have stuff like this be in front of you. You can go to it, put it in your notes so it follows you around. You can pull it up when you get discouraged or say, am I doing the right thing? Why am I doing this? And then you've got all the whys in front of you. Like I said before, fear plays a big part. You can start second-guessing yourself that as a business person or a marketing person that you're out of your element. There's the fear of failure, like I said before, but the most perplexing is the fear of success. Don't know why that is. Many contractors don't want to have the responsibility, like I said, of employees, of growing. They just sort of like build this shell around them. And then there's others that just go bam and grow as fast as they can and learn along the way. You have to decide what you want, how far you're willing to grow and go. But let me tell you this. Here's the very important thing that I learned a long time ago. Actually, a couple different important things about goal setting and growing is that your organization will never grow past you. What does that mean? That means that if you're not growing, if you're not reading, you're not listening to podcasts, I'm sure that you are because you're listening to this, but if you're not continually making things better, seeing how you can better yourself, better your product, better your employees, that your organization will never grow past you. Now, and here's another thing that I learned a long time ago when I first started in my doing coaching, or being coached. Yeah, being coached. One of the first coaches I had, we're sitting in a classroom setting. We're going through like an indoctrination of things, what to expect. And man, it was like 8 hours of just brain dumping, unloading stuff in my brain and what to expect. I was walked away exhausted and tired. But the thing that I took away is that Ford said to me, Dave, that if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And I said, dude, it looks like I'm going to be uncomfortable the rest of my life. And that's true. If you're satisfied, if you're comfortable with the way things are, then definitely, man, you are not growing. You need to grow in order for your business to grow. And where do you need to grow? Every area of your life. It's just we've talked. I think we've talked about this before in the podcast. Balance. You want a balancing act. Well, there's really no such thing as a balancing act when you're in business and you're trying to make things go and grow and you're doing your business all the time. You just need to be present where you are. If you're on the job, if you're working, you need to be present in the business. If you're home with your wife, you need to be with your wife. You don't need to be thinking about business. If you're with your kids, you don't need to be thinking about business. You need to be thinking about your kids and being with them and enjoying the time with them. There's plenty of time to think about business, and that's when you're there. So I'm not going to beat this goal setting to death because you all know you got to do it. And just go to the series on goal setting. And again, listen to what Ron has to say. He's 6 figures in 6 months. Man, it'll just blow you away. So listen to the next series, the next part of this series. Don't do things halfway, or how to complete the task. We're going to talk about how to complete the task in the next series. So go listen tomorrow. Hey, maybe you'd like to be on their show. If you have a story to tell, how you overcame maybe a big hurdle in business or something you feel like you'd like to share with other business owners to help them, just email my assistant at info@contractorsecretweapon.com. That's info@contractorsecretweapon.com. Put in interview in the tagline or the subject line, and I'll have her send you out one of our guest sheets to fill out, and then we can go from there. Again, I want to thank you for joining us and investing your time with us today. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and if you did, go to iTunes and give us a shout out. You can also go to our website, www.contractorsecretweapon.com, and check out today's episode and leave us a comment in the bottom of the page. And if you haven't gotten your 15 secret weapon strategies to getting higher-end customers, get it while you're at the website. Also, I want to thank again our sponsors for keeping this podcast alive, for your profit-making pleasure. And so go be profitable this week. Work smarter, not harder, and learn how to leverage your time and your knowledge so that you can be more profitable. Again, see you next week.
Thanks for joining us for another weekly episode of the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast with Dave Negri. We would love to hear your comments about this episode, so visit us online at www.contractorsecretweapon.com and let us hear your thoughts. If you are listening via iTunes, please leave us a positive review. The more positive reviews we receive, the more other contractors will benefit from this show. Thank you, and see you next time here on the Contractor's Secret Weapon podcast.